All right, I don't have any barbecue sauce. My live ended early because the internet went down, and then I realized I have no sauce, which is no biggie because I don't sauce the chicken until the end of it anyway. So what I did instead was salt and pepper, which I always do, and then I had some oregano. So we're gonna try and grill us up some Italian barbecue chicken. See how this turns out. I got the barbecue going crazy. It's about 4:30 probably in the afternoon right now, but I got the flame going on the old charcoal basket. I'm going to head out there with the chicken, get that dumped into there, and get it all started. There. I'm going to start my chicken skin side down. And unlike a lot of stuff where I do indirect grilling, I pile up those coals right in the middle and then surround the coals with the chicken so that it doesn't get right over the heat right away. This is the cool part. This will all melt off of here like in the next minute or two. I'll leave the camera on. You can watch the fast forward to that. Pretty cool, huh? So chicken's one of those items that I turn often. Should have cleaned out the bottom of this. Get this up here. Grab a screwdriver. About 28 degrees out here right now, so not bad temperature-wise. It's already cooled off. That's not gonna work. These here. Probably won't be able to see this whole thing because it's starting to get dark out now. The skies are clear, so it's going to be a chilly night. I'll show you what dinner looks like when it's done. Let's call it 67 inches, and that gives me a little bit of extra room on the bottom there. So, where I put those pencils. Come on, get over there where you need to be. I think I'm going to have more than enough to make this work. So if I figure this is the bottom, when I'm actually laying the mortar, I could just take it directly off of, I probably ought to do it the other way. Probably do that as the bottom, because that way when I'm doing the mortar, I could pull one row and have it all lined up and ready to go. Here I'm going to have to reverse it, so that's going to be too much effort. Let's see what I got here. There. Then that cut piece will come over to there. Where, oh where is my little going? So that'll cover all of that. Have to do a bit of trim work, that's fine. What did I do on that one? I'm trying to keep, I don't want all my cuts on one side. So I'm alternating. I mean, I'm going to have to cut both sides, but I'm alternating short piece, long piece, or short piece from this side to that side, back and forth on each row. About an inch under that edge about an inch under that lip, which I can actually probably live with. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 rows here, and I've got, looks like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 boxes left. So guess what? I'm going to go ahead and cut more Durock all the way across to the door, and this whole wall is going to be that material because I have a lot left over, and I think it looks absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. Let's get a picture of it for you with the cell phone and show you what we got. But that is going to be the back of the that's going to be the back of the wood stove. Man, it's pretty. Thought I'd lay it out and then I'd have to kind of move it around to see what pieces I wanted where, but I didn't have to do that at all. Nice, huh? That's gonna look pretty. That's gonna look gorgeous on that wall. Like I said, I'll get a cell phone picture for you, but right now I'm not going to because I am uploading a video for next week, so. So I don't know if you can tell by looking at it on the camera there, but I'll pick a couple of pieces up here to show you. I went with a stone like this, not only because it was free, because obviously that's a big deal for me, but the tops are completely flat, right? The bottoms are completely flat. So each layer sits on top of the previous layer. And then when you have, something here, 2 layers sitting on top of each other, there is no seam whatsoever, okay? And I wanted that because, I mean, even if I didn't get this stuff for free, I was going to do this. I wanted that because I won't have to grout. I'll still have to grout for the bottom, knowing what I want to do down here. And I'm going to do that first. I'm actually going to lay the bottom tile before I lay the wall tile. But I just think it looks nicer. It's a stacked wall when it's done. It's really going to look pretty. And I love the different colors. I kind of mixed them a little bit, but I didn't have to do too much with the reds and the grays in here, a few greens. Kind of almost a bluish hue on some of these, but it's super pretty. Super pretty. It's a bit chilly out today. Apparently the lower 48 didn't like my weather and they sent it back. A little bit of ice on the inside. That is very cool though, by the way. And I'll make sure that I get it wiped up as it starts to melt, because it will melt. How's the chickens doing? Are they outside this morning? Yeah. Chickens are outside this morning. You can't really see them. I mean, if you look, you'll see them wandering around right there. They're all getting their food at below zero and doing fantastic. Cooked up a nice big breakfast this morning. Had myself some coffee in the French press. I think today I'm going to actually do a little bit of traveling and get out of the cabin. I don't think I'm going to work on anything this weekend in the cabin. So I'll take you guys along with, and maybe we'll head down to Homer and see if we can't find some eagles. Oh, getting a late start. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. And it is gorgeous. I mean, look at the blue skies. Sun shining everywhere. If I had solar panels up right now, I'd probably be generating energy. This spring. We'll get them all hooked up this spring. 8 below zero right now. It's probably pretty accurate because I've been on the road here for a minute or two. A little chilly. 12 noon and we're still at 8 below. It's going to be a cold couple of days, I think. Before I get too far away, I should check something. because I uploaded everything from my camera the other day. And I have a terrible habit of forgetting to put the SD card back in when I'm going to go somewhere, so I did put it in. Good. There we go. All right, we can get back on it. This is Cook Inlet in Kenai, and this is the dip netting beach that everybody uses. Right here on this side of the river and on the other side of the river over on that side as well. And what you're seeing here is just giant chunks of ice. So as the inlet freezes up, the ice naturally gets pushed towards the shore, and then when the tide goes out, all the ice chunks basically just sink right where they're at. And they form right along the whole beach here. So sometimes we'll have really big freezes and we'll have super big chunks. And sometimes we won't have hardly anything on the beach at all. But it's pretty incredible. It's just amazing. And the tides are so fast and so huge here, it's just phenomenal. So that's what you're seeing here. On the other side of the inlet, or all the mountain is the, I don't know what the name of the mountain range is, and I'll probably put it down below when I'm done. But the big mountain right over there is Redoubt. So that's the active volcano, and most of the big peaks going down the whole chain are active volcanoes as well. This big chunk of ice all the way up here in the front, that's probably about 15 feet tall. Not really much to see here right now. Occasionally when I come down here, will be eagles landing on the ice, and they're looking for fish and stuff that are on the water. I'm going to take you to another spot here that has an awesome view of the Kenai River, where the Kenai opens up right into the Cook Inlet. I haven't done a whole lot of exploring in a while, but it was kind of funny because when I looked at my phone this morning, and I had already decided that I was going to go do this, one of the memories that popped up from Facebook was actually me doing this 4 years ago. So I thought it'd be fun to share that with you. I drove right out onto the beach. You can't do that early in the year because the snow is soft and you'll sink. But this time of the year here in January, when things have had a chance to freeze up, it's pretty stable. And you see where a lot of folks have driven out. A lot of folks all year long will come down here and run their dogs, hike on the beach, go for nice walks, especially on days like today where it's actually pretty. It's pretty darn reasonable temperature-wise. It's 8 degrees Fahrenheit, 8 degrees above zero right now, which is not by any shade of the imagination bitter cold. I'm out there basically with this light hoodie on, And, you know, just dressed in layers. We'll take a drive over to the bridge off of Bridge Access and head right down. There should be some really awesome chunks of ice over there as well, too. Ice amazes me. It's, you know, I made a comment to somebody about they had watched this video that I did last week, and they said, you know, please explain to me again why, you know, your deck lifting up like that happens, and how ice is involved. Well, ice is super powerful. So when water freezes, it expands and nothing stops it. So it's a great example of how powerful ice is, the fact that it popped my deck on both sides, right? But it's pretty incredible. And I'm just constantly amazed by it. All right, let's head over to the next spot and we'll check that out as well. I think you'll like it. I think it's a pretty cool view. It's pretty amazing. Look at all that ice underneath there, isn't it? And I can hear it cracking. I'm going to turn the camera over here and just be silent for a minute. See if you can't hear it over the sound of the cars. So I'm going to set the camera to time lapse here and we'll see how much movement we get with the time lapse on. And if it's worth showing, I'll show you. Well, I'll show you no matter what. All right. Somebody pulled up while I was in the middle of doing that. And she was taking some pictures, and I went down there to check on the camera just to make sure, you know, everything was going. And I only got like half of the reel recorded, but I saw that it was getting ready to die. The battery was. So that was it. That's all the time lapse you get from that one. With that said, though, it was awesome. It's so beautiful. I told her too, she was out there with her cell phone camera. And I told her, stand over by the bridge and in between cars, just listen. You'll hear the ice cracking. She goes, oh my God, I did. It was so cool. All right, let's keep driving. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon and I have no intention of going home anytime early today. So let's head on down south and I'll show you some more of the Kenai Peninsula while we're out and about. Stopped off here for a little roadside break, mainly because I saw that mountain right there and it is absolutely gorgeous. I never tire of looking at mountains coming out of the sea. It's just incredible. Bit of a breeze here, temperature's way up, it's like 22 degrees Fahrenheit. And with that said, let's get back in the truck and keep heading down the road. So we've made it to the outlook above Homer, and that spit look, or that little extension of earth going out in the middle of Kachemak Bay there, that is the Homer Spit. Look at those mountains. It is so gorgeous. So gorgeous. This parking lot, on the other hand, back that up, is an ice skating rink. So I gotta be careful getting back in the truck. But yeah, Homer, Alaska, halibut fishing capital of the world. Let's go ahead and head out to the spit, shall we? tired of watching this view. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's get out and walk around a little bit. See it? It's right there. It's an eagle's nest. Very cool. Very cool. All right, there is the Salty Dog Saloon. And then we're back here at the Seafarers Memorial. Very cool. See if I can match this up like I did a few years ago. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. These are all names of folks that have been lost at sea on the columns here. In memory of our friends and family lost at sea. And then, unfortunately, so are all these tiles. These are over many years, but the seas in Alaska are nothing to play games with. If you've watched Deadliest Catch and some of those shows up here, you know that the seas are absolutely crazy. Folks hiking around at low tide down here. I think I've said it multiple times in multiple videos, but man, you need to get outside and you need to enjoy the area that you live in. You live there for a reason. Most people don't live where they hate. There's always things about it that you like. And I needed to do more of this. I sure needed to do more of it today. A lot of times I get asked what do Alaskans do when it gets super cold up in Alaska? And this is a great example of it, right? We get out, we appreciate where we're from, we love it. There are folks that went out fishing today. There really are, winter kings. Right? There are folks that went ice skating today. I'll show you that again here in a minute. There are folks that went snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, hiking. You'll find that most folks that live in Alaska do like to get outdoors. They do like to get out and explore. Super awesome. We'll do one more stop here before I leave. I'll show you the Nick Dudikoff fishing lagoon. Because I saw the tide was out and it was pretty neat seeing the ice that had formed on the high tide. With the water as low as it is right now, to give you a good idea of the difference in tide levels here. It's coming up here on the right hand side. After the boat docks and after the big halibut hook that is over here on the right hand side. They decorate that hook with Christmas lights every year. I think they leave the lights on it all the time. It's just awesome. See the layer of ice there, the line of ice there? That's a high tide. Well, actually, the driftwood on the top is a high tide. One of the things that's super cool about this lagoon is that during the summer when the salmon are running in here, because they actually do stock this lagoon and they get salmon that come back every year. As the water is coming up there in that channel, you can see how far it goes down right on the other side. But as the water, as a matter of fact, let me see if I can zoom that in. Move the camera a little by turning the truck. There we go. Okay, so it's got a pretty good downslope. I don't know if you can tell, but you can see where the waves are breaking there at the tip, right? So as the tide rises, the salmon want to get back in here. They absolutely, when they're spawning, they absolutely want to get back in here. So as the tide rises up and the water level starts to feed back in, you can actually stand up on those rocks there. And I usually stand like right where you see the white line there. That's all ice right now on the right hand side. But I like to stand right up there and look down, and you can actually watch the salmon swimming back in because the water is so clear. It's so beautiful. There are fish in there right now, but the ones that are coming in here, I believe, are silvers and kings. There are no sockeye. They don't stock, or they don't plant the sockeyes in this lagoon. They just do kings and they do silvers. Super cool, huh? It's beautiful. The view sucks, doesn't it? All right, well, that's going to wrap that up. So the next step is I need to lay tile on the floor before I can lay tile on the wall. But this will be, from here all the way over, will be the hearth. And I'll go ahead and lay that tape. I've got this mesh tape here. I'll go ahead and put that mesh tape on actually when I get closer to actually mudding the wall. You know, putting the block on the wall, because the temperature's so cold right now. I'm noticing that a bunch of stuff down here, the mesh tape that I've already done, is kind of wanting to pop free. So that'll do it. I'm Sean in Alaska. I know this video was a little bit different this week, but I needed to get out and about and enjoy a little bit of Alaska for a day, and I thought maybe I'd take you guys along with me. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and we shall see you next week. All right, gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for dinner tonight.